machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live, thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Pucker Pies, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Fox's Arms.
Want to watch more content like this? Hit the like button. Give us your views. Hit subscribe to Leicester Fan TV and make sure to follow Leicester Fan TV on all socials.
All right, everyone, I hope you're all well. I hope you're good. It's Jamie here, Leicester Fan TV. We've got a huge game on Sunday night, and we've got against Man United, and we've got none other than Marge from the United stands to come and preview it for us. How are you, Marge? You all right, pal? How's it going?
I'm doing very well. Can I say your intro is sick? Like, I love that intro. I was just bobbing my head thinking, yo, this is actually a nice. We need to get that. Why don't we have that for our channel?
Hey, you can always speak to our graphics guy in the background. He'll sort it out for you. He
We'll talk.
He doesn't charge a lot. Anyway, let's talk about football, because all I have to do is press a button. That doesn't anything to do with me. It's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
You had a good win against Real Sociedad, 4-1, which I think probably saved your season, and you got into the quarterfinals. Would you actually say that has saved your season a little bit?
A lot. It saved our season a lot. I mean, most United fans, I say all United fans, maybe other than Ruben Amorim, would probably say that has been our most important game and that we needed 1,000% to win that game. Look, in the league, we've been poor. We've been definitely understanded, considering, I mean, we finished 8th last year and that was a bad season. Considering now we're probably going to finish 14th, 15th, maybe 16th. We've definitely regressed in terms of the league position, but it can all be changed and all saved through literally winning the Europa League, and that takes us back into the Champions League. It means a huge inflation of money that we can now invest in the summer on some new players, which, you know, Amorim desperately needs. And also it gives us a bit more pedigree. You know, when players come to a club like United, you want to play Champions League football, you want to play at the highest level, and to not play Europe at all, it sets us back, you know, so it's definitely saved us, you know, winning that game.
The team you played, I don't think many of that team will be here on Sunday. I mean, you got Bruno, he got a hat-trick last night, didn't he? You got Bruno Fernandes, he's bound to play. But what kind of team was it last night compared to what you think it will be on Sunday?
Very, very similar, to be fair. The difference that we've had recently is that Dorgu obviously had that red card, so he's not been able to play the last two or three league games. So that was a huge difference for us, you know, him being there and him not being there. Most United fans, again, would say it's like night and day now. You know, having a specialised wing back, someone like Dorgu, it makes a huge difference to the team. So that's probably one of the biggest differences to our team, that, you know, compared to our last few Premier League games. However, looking at the rest of the team, because of injuries, we don't really have a lot of choice as to how many, you know, which players can and can't play. So we're going to play Onana, we're going to play De Ligt, we're going to play, who else was something about Mazraoui, we're going to play Dalot. You know, in the midfield, it's most likely going to have Ugarte coming back. He's just come back from injury, he's not been able to play the last few games, so he'll be into the team. Xerxes been playing good recently. He'll probably be in a team. Same with probably Casemiro. He had a decent game last night. So it'll be a very similar team to what we played, the team that played against Real Sociedad. Maybe one or two changes. Maybe like an Aiden Heaven might start, or you might not start to Lindelof. And like I said, Dorgu will be back in the team as well.
Is Harry Maguire injured? I'm not sure, because he wasn't playing last night, was he?
Yeah, he's still injured. As far as I'm concerned, he probably won't be available for the weekend. Maybe things might change from today till to the weekend. But I mean, he's a Leicester. He plays for your club, so
he bought our new training ground. We spent 85 million. We only had to get 15 million to build the training ground. So yeah, much appreciated for the 85 million.
No worries. We'll take Johnny Evans. It's okay.
I'm surprised how well Johnny Evans has done, because he was a bit of injury prone when he was here the last season, and then he's gone to United. He went to United last year, didn't he? And he's done ever so well for you again. He's had a new lease of life, and I'm very surprised at that.
Yeah, I mean, this season he's obviously not played a lot. He's not had as much minutes as he probably might have wanted, or kind of, I can almost say deserved. I mean, last season he didn't really put a lot wrong. You know, under Ten Hag, the times that he was needed, there was times where we literally had no centre backs. It was Johnny Evans had to start a lot of games because the vast amount of injuries that we had. We had Casemiro playing centre back at one point, and that's how many injuries we had in that position. And Johnny Evans actually stepped up and he played well in the majority of games. So he's done well. You know, he's done well considering his age. He's in his late 30s now, most likely coming up to retirement. in my opinion, he's done a lot in his career, and he's one of those players who, yes, he might not be the biggest name, he might not be one of the, most popular players, but when you look at his CV and you look at what he's done and the consistency and longevity of his career, you got to give him a round of applause.
I mean, when he was at Leicester, he made Harry Maguire. I think Harry Maguire worth the 85 million. He left, and then Carlos Sounku came in, and he made him. I think Barcelona wanted him for about 50 million. He didn't go. He stayed with us. But I think it was the Johnny Evans thing that made them look so good. And to go to Man U again, because he started his career there, I think he's done ever so well to be doing what he has done. Like you say, he hasn't had as much minutes as he wants. Hopefully, he won't be playing, because if he plays on Saturday, is he injured or just not getting any game time?
I don't know if he's injured. I don't think he's injured, but I highly doubt he'll get any games. He's not been on the bench for us. He's not been around, so I highly doubt he'll be playing.
Because normally we find ex-Leicester players this year score against us.
Oh, really?
It's quite a lot of ex-Leicester players do score against us, which I'm not looking forward to at all. Would you say a successful season for you guys is a mid-table finish and winning the Europa League? Because when Amorim came in, I bet you didn't think you'd be in this kind of situation, did you?
I don't think there's a possibility of a successful season for United. I'll be so honest. It's a bit of it's a harsh reality, but there's nothing that we can. I know at the start of the show, so we saved our season, but to save it and to make it successful is two very different things. I don't think we can possibly have a successful season considering how poor we've been. But winning the Europa League, it would just do so good for us. Like I said, the money that will come in, the fact that we've won another trophy, that's our third trophy in 3 years, and the trophies have actually consistently got better. I mean, we started with a Carabao Cup, then we got an FA Cup, and now we're getting a Europa League. It almost feels like next season we might go for the Prem, you know what I mean? So obviously not really, but I think a trophy in general, every team loves winning trophies. I mean, when we spoke to a Leicester fan on, I think, the last game, the first thing that we said to him was, like, how are you doing, fellow Premier League champion? Because Leicester fans, you've experienced what it feels like to lift the big ears, but lift the trophy, not just a Premier League, you won an FA Cup as well, so you understand what it feels like to lift these trophies, and every fan, wants to have that experience. So as a United fan, if we do lift it, it's going to feel like a success, but then when it comes to next season, we're going to look back and think, that was a difficult season to go through.
Yeah, you've got to try and build on it. And when we won the league, I know it still seems a long time ago. It was 9 years ago we actually won the league. It seems a long time ago. It's still fresh in the memory, like yesterday. We didn't actually build on it. Same with the FA Cup. We didn't actually build on it. We didn't carry on. We didn't get the right players. And it sort of cost us with relegation, the dreaded PSR as well, which we won't even mention that. It sort of cost us because the amount of money that's gone into the club, but not on the right kind of players, which is a shame, because if we built on that Premier League win with Claudio Ranieri, I think we wouldn't have been in the situation we are now, unfortunately. Yeah.
I mean, I agree. Carry on.
But no, I'm just going to go on about the game now, because Ruud van Nistelrooy has been in charge. He had 4 games in charge of you. You beat us twice, which is not much of a show in beating us. But I mean, there's a few records we're going to break. Normally, we're breaking good records, but at the minute, we're breaking bad records. I mean, we've lost 12 in 13. We've got 3 points out of 39. We've had 6 defeats on the trot at home without scoring a goal. The last time we scored a goal at home was the 8th of December last year. I hadn't in the 91st minute against Brighton. I hadn't started my Christmas shopping then, let alone thinking about Leicester wouldn't score a goal. I mean, so what do you think Van Nistelrooy's done wrong, done right? I mean, he's how high esteem do you hold Van Nistelrooy in a Man United shirt?
Oh, very high. Very, very high. A lot of United fans would say he's probably we've had a lot of great strikers, so it's hard to say he's the best, but he's definitely in the conversation of being one of the best strikers that we've ever had at the club, period. I mean, it's as a player, it was just more about him being clinical. He's a finisher. Give him an opportunity, he's going to score. I mean, he's the only person who went toe-to-toe with Thierry Henry. And a lot of people say Thierry Henry's the greatest Premier League player they've ever seen. So to be able to be in that conversation with him and to go, almost goal for goal every single week, you have to be at a certain level. So as a player, as a United fan, Van Nistelrooy is up there. And for us, when he was, manager for that short period of time, the energy at Old Trafford was crazy. Just seeing Ruud come out, all you're hearing is Ruud, like it was crazy. So he did well for us in that period of time. I think it was three wins and 1 draw, so he was undefeated as a United manager. But I think that the Leicester job is a difficult job. I mean, I always think that managers who go to clubs that are in a relegation battle, halfway through the season, you're almost destined to fail, in my opinion. It's almost impossible for you to kind of dig that team out. I mean, we look at managers like, Big Sam or Roy Hodgson, these kind of managers who they've had to play a certain kind of rigid football to get their team, these little scrappy points just to save them from relegation. But it's difficult. It's super difficult because you don't have that huge influx of money that you can just put in January or put in the summer to just buy hold of the players. You kind of have to deal with what you've already got and to kind of just build up some kind of momentum in your team. So, I mean, I don't know how Leicester fans feel about Ruud, but I feel like to kind of give him a bit of a harsh time based on what he's done, I feel like it's not really that fair, considering he's a new manager, a young manager. I guess he did well at United for that period of time, but you can kind of almost put that down to just momentum and just adrenaline. United, we needed something new, so we were almost destined to win games with Ruud. But yeah, I think it's harsh to kind of criticise him too much, based on what he's done at Leicester. And I actually hope that he goes on to do even better next season. If you do get relegated, if you manage to stay up, I hope he does go on to do well next season.
I mean, it worked for Enzo last year in the Championship. I mean, it's going to be like a restart for Ruud next year. He'd have to make a load of changes. But when he first came in, I'll admit, he wasn't. I was excited, but I was also worried because of the situation we were in. We needed more of an experienced manager in the relegation battle and fight. Yeah. Ruud looks like he wants to play exciting football. He's a bit stubborn with the way he plays, and he changed the formation against Chelsea. And yes, we lost 1-0. We played 3 at the back with their wing backs, but we looked a little bit better. But we've been saying this all season that we've looked promising and we've played promising parts of the games. But how long can you only be playing promising moments and positive moments and not get any positive results? Yeah. And it's just 12 defeats out of 13. We're sort of sleepwalking into relegation at the minute, and we've got you next. Then we've got 2 weeks off without a game because of internationals and FA Cup, and then we've got Man City. And then we've got Liverpool after that as well. Yeah. And then I think we've got Newcastle as well. I think we've got 4 really, really tough games. Yeah. I know.
Yeah. That's going to be a difficult month and a half, really, for you guys. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you're not coming into the best of forms at the minute. You are in the Europa League, but in the league, in the Premier League, in the last 6, you've won 1, drew 3, and lost 2. Is that a worrying thing for you coming to Leicester with the form that we're in, or can you see you picking up 3 points quite easily against Leicester, or do you think it's going to be a struggle?
I mean, we're playing away, right? We're playing at your
you're playing at King Power, yeah.
Yeah, our away record is way better than our home record, by far. I'm sorry, I didn't need to I didn't need to make it any worse, but our away record is definitely better than our home record. Maybe that just goes to show how bad our home record is, to be fair. But in terms of our past recent games, I mean, the last 2 games that we played obviously Arsenal, got a draw at home, and obviously beat Real Sociedad last night. And we did get the A result. We didn't win, but we got A result against Arsenal, and obviously we've won. But a lot of fans me personally anyway, I can feel a bit of a twist or a change in the tide for United, just based on like the energy around the club, the energy around the fan base. Old Trafford seems to be bouncing a lot more. There seems a bit more optimism in the team, so I feel like there is a bit more of confidence in the team so far, going into this Leicester game. I do think we're going to win. Obviously, just because we have beat you 3 times this season, like you said, and it would feel like 2 steps forward and about 10 steps back if we went out and lost to you on the weekend. But end of the day, you play United, you have a chance. That's what I say to most fans. You have a chance. We've seen Southampton have a chance. We've seen Wolves beat us. We've seen West Ham beat us. We've seen Ipswich get a draw. So these are teams that are in that relegation kind of that part of the table. So end of the day, you're always going to have a chance against United, but I am still confident that we will get a win.
Is there any part of the Leicester team that actually worries you? Because I mean, you sound really confident. You're not giving me the best of hope for Leicester at the minute. But is there anything where you look at Leicester and think, wow, we've got to be careful of that player, any particular player?
Well, I've not been watching them recently, but I remember the last preview that we did, there was a player who I hadn't seen him play a lot at the time. I don't know if he's played a lot since then, but Facundo Buonanotte. He's on loan for you at you guys from Brighton, right?
Yes.
I think, well, from what I've seen him in so far, I think he's a really promising young talent. I think he's got definitely a bright future. The way he plays, I think he's a winger, right?
Winger number 10. He can play.
Yeah, like both roles, and I just think he's got a lot of promise. And I remember the start of the season, he was playing well. I actually had him as one of my underrated players for the season because he hadn't had a lot of game time, and I feel like he got brought out of the squad for a period of time as well. Not squad, but the start 11. He hadn't had the opportunity to really prove himself like the other young players in the league had. But I think the fact that you guys haven't been the greatest this season, he's a player that if I was you anyway, play him. He's young. He's got something to prove. He's got a reason to want to play for the badge and to want to play well. He's on loan as well, so he kind of has to prove himself to Brighton almost to kind of say, look, bring me back to your team. You guys are doing all right in the Premier League. Let me be a starting player for you next season, or one of the better teams. You look at a player like Tyler Diblin, for Southampton. That's a team who's confirmed to get relegated. Right now, all he's doing is just auditioning to all the other big clubs. Like, look, I'm available. I'm going to show you what I can do in the Premier League. Whoever wants me, you can have me next season. So he's a player that I think next season and for the rest of this season, he's got a lot to prove, but I think he's definitely got a lot of potential as well.
Well, there's not many Leicester players having a decent job interview at the minute in this relegation. Yeah, but Bo Naughty, when Steve Cooper was here, Bo Naughty was playing quite a lot. Then Rude came in, and he's not played in that much. He's playing Biel El Kanousi instead. Bo Naughty's being used more of an impact and coming on the last 10, 15 minutes. So we've not seen the best of him. I'm just hoping we get to see, because we're up the creek without a paddle at the minute. We're 6 points behind Wolves, where there's a 4-team division at that bottom. Like you say, Southampton, I think, have gone. Us, Ipswich and Wolves are 6 points clear of us, and we've still got Wolves to play. And I think they beat us 3-0. They beat us 3-0 at King Power, which was unbelievable. Absolutely rubbish then. But we need the excitement. We need the young lads coming in and enjoying themselves and coming. They've got nothing to lose. The young lads have got nothing to lose, but Rude doesn't seem to want to bring the young lads in. I mean, it used to be the saying, if you're good enough, you're old enough. And he did that at PSV, but he doesn't seem to want to play. I mean, we've got a lad in the M21s called Jeremy Monga that Man City and Barcelona are looking at, and 40-odd million they're willing to pay for a 15-year-old.
Wow.
And we don't, I don't know, he's not being brought into the team. He was on the bench against you for the FA Cup, but never got brought on. But so we need to bring the youth, what's the word, exuberance of youth. And Martin encourages a bit more. But I just don't know. This game it's one of them games. I'm not sure whether it will define our season or make our season or break our season. Because I always say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But at the minute, Leicester City is in about 1,000 bits on the floor. It's like throwing a jigsaw on the floor and you can't pick it up. From the top to the bottom, from the board, we're having protests, PSR problems, you name it. We're having fans are even walking with their feet. I mean, we were 3-0 down the other week and they started walking out at half time. It was unbelievable. The ground was empty, and there is a huge problem. We're not filling the ground anymore. It's just gone from right to the top to the very bottom. We are struggling, but I mean, you've filled me with confidence, Mars. It's totally filled me with confidence. A lot of people know that I actually live in Spain, and I'm actually flying back tomorrow for the game. Coming back on Monday, so I make about 4 or 5 trips every year. And I've just a few weeks ago, I thought I'll choose the Man U one. That'd be a decent game. But the one we're on, I'm thinking, why have I done this? You never know.
Yeah.
Like you say, Man United always give us a chance. Mars, it's been absolutely fantastic to have you on here once again. Much appreciated. I know you have a very busy schedule over there at United Stand. There's no need to say everyone knows who United Stand is. And I must congratulate you. And I said this before, but well done on your 2 million subscribers on YouTube.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely fantastic. Your whole team does some brilliant work. Us at Leicester Fan TV can only wish we would get that far, but one day, you never know, one day.
No, I appreciate having me on. I mean, look, I'm going to say good luck, even though I want United to win, but good luck for the rest of the season. I think Leicester is Premier League royalty. I'm a content creator, so I make a lot of videos about certain players. And I remember I made a video recently about Vardy, saying that he's, in my opinion, he's one of the greatest Premier League players we've ever seen. Because if we look at what he came from, to work his way through all the ranks, up to Leicester, to a Premier League champion, playing in the Champions League, Golden Boot winner. Look, it's royalty. So I want the Premier League heritage to stay in the Premier League. Play a team like Leicester to stay in the Premier League. So good luck for the rest of the season, honestly.
Well, we're one of 6. We're one of a special club, aren't we? One of 6 teams to win the league, which is the best club to be in at the minute. Anyway, Mars, like I say, much appreciated. Thank you for giving us your time.
Cheers.
And
Thanks.
like I say, hopefully you give us the 3 points on Sunday. Cheers, Mars. Thank you.
All right, cheers. Thanks.
There you go. That's Mars from Leicester Fan TV. United stand. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we shall see you again very soon. Come on, you.
Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live, thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Pucker Pies, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Fox's Arms.
Want to watch more content like this? Hit the like button. Give us your views. Hit subscribe to Leicester Fan TV and make sure to follow Leicester Fan TV on all socials.